Hello, friends. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive podcast. Today, we're going to be looking at the October 2020 energy forecast for life path number 3. So, before we get into the forecast, I do want to mention that October is a 5 universal energy month. And basically what that means is we each have our own personal energies that we go through each month and that we face. But there's also universal energy that comes in that we experience as well. And so for October, it happens to be a 5 universal energy month. And so what that means collectively is that we could see lots of opportunities for major change, lots of transformation, usually frequent change, oftentimes unexpected or sometimes expected. And the best way to sort of handle that energy is to go with the flow as much as possible. The more that you can lean into these changes and these transformations, the more comfortable it will be, because regardless, they're coming, right? Like it's like when transformation or change happens, it's like it comes. We don't have a lot of control over that, but what we do have is how we move through that energy. And so again, as these changes come in October, and usually if there's 5 energy around, there's going to be changes and transformations. So in some way or another, we'll probably face those. And so just try to go with the flow as much as possible when things come in for you this month, that's asking you to change direction or to sort of pivot or, however it comes in for you. But the more that you can go with the flow with that and not fight it, the more comfortable that it will be. It may still be a little challenging, but you can sort of surrender in a way that makes it a little bit more comfortable. The 5 energy also sort of encourages travel, adventure, expansion. And so though you may not be physically able to travel, given your personal circumstances, you still may feel that call to expand the mind in some way. And so you may be called to take a course or, work with somebody from another culture or another country or something like that, something that's going to help to, again, expand the mind and to help you think outside the box. And so for 3s, that's not necessarily that difficult. Like 3s are very creative and like to express themselves in a creative way. And so this is really a very positive energy for you all, being a 5 universal month in that sense. And so again, if something comes up for you where you can explore something as far as taking a course online or going back to school in some way or taking, anything that's going to help expand the mind if you can't physically travel, because you may have that urge also to actually get in your car or hop on a plane or whatever the situation is and travel and experience with all your senses, a different culture or something along those lines. So again, it just depends on how it comes in for you. But that 5 energy is very much so about exploring with all of your senses. This sort of shadow side of that 5 energy that you may see come in is the pull to sort of do things in excess, right? So to be in an extreme. And so it's really important to just pay attention to moderation this month and to pay attention to balance, okay? So however that comes in for you, but that's the general overarching energy of that 5. So 3s. So what I want to do is I'm going to look at each of the weeks of October for you. I look at 4 weeks for the month. So however the energies come in. So the very first week, and again, I just want to mention this is a general reading. So if you're interested in a personalized reading, then of course, head on over to my website, KimberlyBoschman.com, and schedule some time with me. I would love to look at your personal energies and see what you have coming in. So back to the collective. Okay, the collective 3s. So 3s, the first week of October, we have this energy of, which is interesting, it's really this feeling of the need for stability. Okay. And so however this comes in for you, but there's this call for sort of a desire for tradition. And so where threes, you can sometimes be that more eccentric, sort of outside the box thinker, right? And you like to play outside the box and outside your comfort zone, which is great. This week you may feel this call for reconnecting to your spiritual side, reconnecting to your faith, reconnecting to tradition. So if there's something that you got, that you do that's very traditional in your family or whatever, you may feel sort of nostalgic for that, and you may be feeling this need for, again, some sense of stability or structure. And so however that comes in, however you can sort of manage that energy, definitely try to do that. But this is definitely a call for sort of, again, planting your feet on the ground, getting grounded, and really embracing that sort of more traditional, practical side of things. So, for threes, you guys being that creative energy, that creative spirit, right? You sometimes being practical is challenging. So, but there is that call for that practicality this week. And that, again, going back to tradition in a sense. So could come in a variety of ways, but definitely pay attention to that and honor that, however that comes in for you. And if you do sort of feel like sort of erratic, right? And you just feel sort of in the clouds too much, and you do want to sort of get grounded, then definitely find some ways that work for you to get grounded, because that energy is coming in for a reason. So it's hard to sort of manifest and create in the physical if we're not grounded. And so it may be that you just need that grounding energy to help you as you continue to create whatever it is that you're creating. And then the second week of October, you guys are getting this energy again of expansion. And so it's kind of like that first week you're being asked to sort of get grounded, reevaluate your values, see what's important to you, see what traditions work for you, which ones don't, which ones you want to stick with, which ones you want to release. And then as the second week of October comes in, you're looking at ways to stand firmly in that on that foundation and then expand. And so it's really this, again, what we were talking about when we were talking about that 5 energy for October, of expansion, of adventure, of travel, of, just expanding the mind. And so again, if you can't actually physically travel somewhere, there's this call to potentially pick up another language, start learning another language, take an online course, take a creative online course. There's nothing that, it doesn't necessarily have to be that logical side of things. It can be very creative and expressive. So, but there is this call in the second week, now that after you've grounded in that first week, to start looking at ways that you can begin to express yourself again and expand, right? So sort of expand your horizons. And if your ship isn't coming in, then swim out to it. And that's really the feeling that I'm getting for the second week of October. It's like you may have to be the one that initiates certain things, and that's okay. So, again, it's like if your ship isn't coming to you, you might have to jump in the ocean and swim to it. But that's okay. And so again, it's just this matter of seeing what you want and going after it. And then as we move into the third week of October, there's this real sort of fatherly energy coming in. It's this very wise, old soul sort of energy. And so what I'm really picking up for you threes is to tap into your inner wisdom. Now, this can come in a couple of ways. This can be you tapping into your inner wisdom, you acknowledging sort of, your own wisdom and your inner knowing, and really embracing that as you move forward. But for some of you, it could also be this energy of a mentor coming in for you, or some kind of a teacher. And so it could be that in the second week, when you're looking to expand your mind, you're looking for some kind of a mentor or a teacher or something along those lines. And it could be that as you move into, further into October, you find that person. It doesn't necessarily have to be an older person. It can just be somebody who has the wisdom and the knowledge that you're seeking, right? So be open to who comes into your life, what opportunities sort of come up for you, and try not to be too judgmental of what it looks like on the external. It feels like whoever or whatever comes in for you is very in line with your energies and will help you to move forward. And so it could also be that there's some truth coming in for you that could have an impact on your current direction. So just be mindful of that as well. Pay attention again to the messages, the downloads, the insights, that sort of thing that comes in for you around this third week of October, because it's really going to be critical and pivotal in your movement forward. Okay. And again, this could also be an energy of you tapping into your own inner wisdom and trusting yourself. Okay. So feel, if this is how it comes in for you, where it's that you have a lot of self-doubt and you're not really sure how to move forward and you're questioning your own inner knowing, this is an opportunity and a call for you to really sit with yourself, really tap back into your own inner knowing, your own intuition, and really start to embrace that part of yourself, right? That side of yourself. So however it comes in for you, but there's definitely that call for those of you that this is not somebody from the external coming in for you, but more a call for you to recognize your own inner wisdom, take that leadership role within your own life, and just take the leadership role in your own life and move forward, right? So, which isn't always easy to do, but there's definitely going to be some opportunities for many threes to embrace that side of yourself in this month. So, and then at the end of the month, we have sort of this tower energy, right, in tarot. So it's kind of like this energy for threes, of massive change, massive transformation, massive redirection. And so this won't be for everybody. It's a general reading, but for those of you that this is the case, it's almost like the first, second, and third week are sort of building you up to get you the strength that you're going to need to sort of move through this massive transformation, this massive change towards the end of the month. And sometimes that can feel very intimidating or very daunting, but I think what's really important to know is that any major change, even if it feels sort of catastrophic at the time, it's meant to move you forward and increase the timeline in a way that will get you there quicker, right? And so it's kind of like, if prior to these changes and transformations coming in, you are sort of lollygagging, like, okay, I know I need to make this change, but I don't feel ready yet, or you know what, I don't want to, so I'm not going to. I'm going to stay where I'm comfortable. Then it's kind of like sometimes the universe will be like, okay, we need you. You're at point A, and we need you at point K, right? And you're not getting there quick enough, so we're going to send in some changes, right? Some swift, abrupt changes to increase the timeline to get you there as soon as you need to be there, right? And so it's kind of like, if we can look at these changes and transformations and challenges as a way to increase the timeline, right? As a way for us to unlock our own inner wisdom and our own inner knowing and our own inner resources, and utilize the resources externally to us to sort of go through that accelerated expansion, then we increase the timeline, we get there quicker. And so it's kind of like, if we can look at these sort of tower moments as that kind of opportunity where the universe is stepping in to help us move forward at a quicker pace, then it doesn't seem, then it kind of makes sense. We can make some sense of the madness. And so I do feel like for some threes, you will have some kind of major transformation coming in towards the end of the month, that if you can be, and really it feels like they just showed me, I think let me just check the calendar. I think there's a full moon. We have 3 moon phases in October, but we have a full moon on the 31st, which is a Taurus full moon. And that's very earth energy. And so it could be that it's around that full moon that this massive sort of major transformation change comes in for you. And you're being asked to, again, change direction in a big way. And it can feel a little intimidating at the time. But again, going back to that 5 energy, the more that you can go with the flow and kind of surrender to what the universe is asking of you, the more comfortable that it will feel as you move through it, and the quicker that you'll be able to move through it, right? So, and then I pulled a card for you all, an animal spirit card, and you guys got turtle spirit. And I really love that for you all for this month. And it's kind of that energy of slow and steady wins the race. And so you think about the turtle, it's like he's not in a hurry, but he always gets where he needs to go. And it's like, he's not skipping the steps to get there. He's making sure that he's not missing anything along the way. And so it's kind of like that's what you guys are being asked to do this month, is really take your time as you move through. At the beginning of the month, you're being asked to really be grounded, to, fall back on those traditions that work for you, reconnect spiritually. You might be being asked to be a teacher of some sort or a mentor of some sort. Step into that role, with all of your wisdom, really embrace that opportunity. And then really think methodically through how you want to expand and tap into your inner wisdom as you move through the month, so that you're prepared when these major changes and transformations come in for you at the end of October, if that comes in for you. And so, but again, just understanding that there isn't, there's no rush. This isn't a sprint, this is a journey. And it's like, as we can move through the things that come up for us and the energies as they come up for us, the more that we can move through them and really allow them to, sometimes we need to allow them to percolate, right? And so that we can integrate. And so again, it's kind of like you may at times feel like you want to press the pedal and just zoom forward, but you're really being asked to move through these energies with awareness. So I think if that's anything that I can, the final message I can say for October for threes is move through this month intentionally and with awareness. And don't try to speed through the pieces, right? Through the journey. Just kind of try to embrace it, try to see it for what it is. If you face major challenges, understand that they're coming in for a reason, and try to pay attention to why they might be coming in for you, because that again will help you kind of go with the flow and move through them a little bit more comfortably. Okay, I hope that October is a beautiful month for you. I do feel like there's going to be some changes and a little bit of turbulence, but nothing that you can't handle, and it's all for your highest good, so you will get there. If you guys want a personal reading, of course, again, come on over to my website, book some time with me. I would love to work with you. Otherwise, I will see you all soon. Bye-bye.